Day 200 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again, and this time we made it all the way to day 200 of doing 200 consecutive LeetCode problems every day, y'all. We're staying disciplined and we're staying consistent, which is part of what this channel is all about, y'all. So if you're just joining this channel, just know we're here to encourage each other to keep staying disciplined and keep staying consistent until we accomplish our goals, whatever they may be, y'all. And if you've been following this channel this whole time, give yourself a round of applause, y'all, because we made it to day 200, y'all. That's a slight accomplishment. It's not a big accomplishment, but it's an accomplishment in and of itself. So we're excited about that. But don't worry, we're not stopping anytime soon. This is not the time to just get lazy and think, oh yeah, we did it. Nah, we didn't do it yet. We're really just getting started, y'all. We have a long way to go, and we have a lot more LeetCode problems to do. But before we get started today, y'all, don't forget, if you need any Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out the description and click the link in the description and get the Apple AirPods from that link in the description. Then after you do that, go ahead, bring it right over here and click that subscribe button for me, y'all. And then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, y'all. And then after you smash that like button, I'm calling all of my bankers. I repeat, all of my bankers to the comment section right now. I need y'all to drop 2 bank emojis in the comment section so we could go ahead and run up this engagement and push this content out to a broader audience, y'all. As Swift community members, it's up to us to help the community to grow, and one way we could do that is to share this content out with as many people as we could find that will watch it. So your support is appreciated when it comes to that. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the question. And today we have question number 15, 3-sum. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry, we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as well, because we're all here trying to learn something, and we're all here on different levels of our programming journey. And if you don't understand the solution at the end of this video, then you probably didn't learn anything, and that is not what we want, y'all. So, with all that being said, let's get into the question and let's see what the question says. The question says, let's see, hold on. It says, given an integer array nums, hold on, my bad, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Given an integer array nums, return all the triplets, nums I, nums j, and nums k, such that I is not equal to j, I is not equal to k, and j is not equal to k, and nums I plus nums j plus nums k equals 0. Notice that the solution set must not contain duplicate triplets. So, let's look at these examples and break that down so we can see what it is that exactly what they're talking about, right? So in example one, we have the input nums equals an array of integers -1, 0, 1, 2, -1, and -4. The output is an array, a 2D array of integers -1, -1, -2. That's the first array. The second array is -1, 0, and 1. Explanation says, so first, let's go through the explanation. Explanation says nums 0 plus nums 1 plus nums 3, which is equal to -1 plus 0 plus 1 equals 0. Then nums 1 plus nums 2 plus nums 4, which equals 0 plus 1 plus -1 equals 0. And then it says nums 0 plus nums 3 plus nums 4 equals -1 plus 2 plus -1 equals 0. The distinct triplets are -1, 0, and 1, and -1, -1, and 2. Notice that the order of the output and the order of the triplets does not matter. So let's break that down so we can see what it is that they're talking about. But what we want to do is find 3 numbers in this input array that we could add together that will equal 0. So first one we see is if we add -1 plus -1 plus 2, that's going to equal 0, right? So we have a -1 right here, we have a -1 right here, and we have a 2 right here. So that's where we get this array right here, because when you add these 3 together, I don't know what's going on. When you add these 3 together, that equals 0. Then we also have -1, or we have a -1 right here, we have a 0 right here, and a 1 right here. When you add these three together, that equals 0 as well. Now, you'll notice that there are two -1s, meaning we could use both -1s and get this array right here, right? We could just swap this -1 with this -1, and that will give us a whole new array, which will be this. That's why there are 3 examples in the explanation. However, we want the distinct triplets, right? So distinct meaning we only see that number one time, or we only even if it's the same number, we're not gonna have, like, we're not gonna just say make this a 1 and make this -1 just to say the two different -1s. Nah, if it's the same numbers in an array, then we don't have to use both of those arrays. We only need to use one. So in this example right here, you can see this is -1 plus 0 plus 1 equals 0, and this is 0 plus 1 plus -1 equals 0. However, if you notice, these are the same numbers. This is basically the same array. It's just rearranged. So the array would look like this. It'd be -1, -1, comma 0, comma 1, right? And then the second array would look like this. It would look like 0, comma 1, comma -1. And you see, these are the same numbers. They're just rearranged, so that we don't have to return both of these. We only have to return one of these, since they're using the same numbers. Whereas when we use this third example, right, which is 0, comma 1, oh no, excuse me, it would be -1, comma 2, comma -1. You see, these are distinct. This is a distinct array. This array has different integers than these two arrays, whereas these two arrays have the same integers, so we only need to use one of them. We don't have to use both of them. So that's why the output only has 2 arrays, even though there are 3 different examples of how we could achieve 0, adding 3 numbers together to equal 0. So now that we understand example 1, let's move on to example 2. In example 2, we have the input nums equals an array of integers 0, 1, and 1. The output is a blank array. Explanation says the only possible triplet does not sum up to 0. So there's only 3 elements or 3 values in this array, right? And out of these, and we need 3 elements to add together to equal 0, but it's impossible for these 3 numbers to add up to 0. These 3 numbers add up to 2. There are no other numbers we could use. If there were some -1s in this array, then we might be able to work with that. But since there's no -1s, there's nothing we could do. We only have these 3 numbers to work with, so it's just not possible. And when it's not possible, we return a blank array. Then now let's look at example 3. Example 3, we have the input nums is 3 zeros, right? The output is 3 zeros because if you add up 3 zeros, that's going to give you 0. So that means we could use all of these zeros in our output, because when we add them all together, it would be 0. The explanation says the only possible triplet sums up to 0. So that's why that's like that. So now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual code, the part that keeps us all going when we wake up in the morning. So let's get into it. It's not that difficult. It's actually quite easy, y'all. So let's get into it. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna declare a constant. We're gonna say let sorted nums equal nums dot sorted. Put the parentheses right there. Then we're going to declare a variable called result. We're going to set that equal to a set of integers. And what this set is going to do is it's going to give us, it's only going to use one of each element. So it's going to get rid of the duplicates. Then we're going to come down here, and what we're going to do, we're going to say for I and 0 up to sorted nums dot count we're going to come down here and we are going to say bar j is equal to I plus 1. Now remember, we need 3 elements, so we need a k as well. We need an I, j, and k. So we're going to say declare another variable called k. We're going to set that equal to sorted nums.count minus 1. Then we're going to start our while loop, but the while loop is going to be inside the for loop. So we're going to say while j is less than k, because remember, j equals I plus 1, and k equals sorted nums.count minus 1. So while j is less than k, we're going to say let sum equal sorted nums of I plus sorted nums of j plus sorted nums k. Boom, like that. Then we're gonna come underneath that, and then we're gonna say if sum equal sign 0. So if sum is equal to 0, which is what we want, because that's what the problem's all about, finding 3 numbers that equal 0. So we're trying to find these 3 elements to equal the sum, and if the sum comes out to equal 0, then what we are going to do is we're going to take our result and we are going to insert those 3 numbers. We're going to do that by saying result.insert, open up the square brackets. We're going to say sorted nums I, square bracket I. Then we're going to say, come over, we're going to say comma, sorted nums, square bracket j. Then we're going to come outside of that bracket, but still inside the initial array. Remember, this is all inside of an array, right? So it should be 2 brackets right here, but we're outside of this bracket, but still inside the other bracket. We'll say comma, we're going to say sorted nums k, right? So if all of these numbers, or if all these elements right here add up and equal 0, then we are going to insert all of these numbers into the result set. Then we're going to come down here and then we're going to come down here and we're going to say j, we're going to increment j plus equals 1, and we're going to decrement k minus equals 1, right? And we're going to keep doing that while j is less than k. Then we're going to say else if else if sum is less than 0, then what we are going to do is we're just going to increment j, say j plus equals 1. And then else we're going to say k minus equals 1. Then we're just going to come down here, we're going to come right down here, outside the while loop, we're going to say return an array, because now we have to turn this set back into an array for our answer, because remember, our output is a 2D array. So we have to take this set and we have to take the set that we created. Remember, we created result as a set. Now we have to return it as an array by saying return array result, just like that. Boom. So let's run it, see how it runs. Make sure it runs how it's supposed to. Okay, oh, we got a typo. It says insert. It should say insert like that. So let's run it again. Let's see, and it's accepted. So let's submit it. Make sure it stays submitted. Let's see. Okay, y'all, look at that, y'all. 345 milliseconds beats 37.18% of users with Swift, y'all. That's what I like to see. Not too bad. We could get those numbers up, but we'll get them up as we continue down our LeetCode journey, continue down this yellow brick LeetCode road. Now, get one more look at the code, y'all, before we leave. One more look at the code. One more look. And I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.